people that come out.
Are you going to vie for any office?
What are you doing sitting down, Malkwe and Chamberlain? Why haven't you vied for the office? I would prefer
Why
you.
not in ADC?
And, no, that's what I'm saying. So, when you come to the primary election, you're going to make use of what you have.
Well, are you going to vie for anyone?
You mean me?
Yeah.
I've not made up my mind. And if I am not vying, I am a member of the National Working Committee of ADC, very wonderful position, and I'm very excited about that position. So that's to tell you that I am in the business of politics. So eventually, you won't go to the houses of people to drag them to come out to contest for any election. And you are dealing with an incumbent president who I don't know whether he's under a spell because he has gained the notoriety of doing the wrong things at all times. I don't know why, and I can explain it. And I'll go from legal aspect of it. Can you imagine a president that went to court by himself to tell the Supreme Court, give order that I should be transferring the money of local government directly to them? He went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court gave the order. 1 year after, it's not implemented.
So two things.
I'm just telling you.
When you say
by himself,
he went to court by himself, anybody can approach the court.
That's what I'm saying. So if I had done it, he would give the excuse that no, it's
but there are two things. If I approach the court,
yes,
it doesn't mean the court has to give me what I want.
No, the court
can decide based on the law.
What he wanted. Gave him what he wanted. 1 year after, it's not implemented.
And yet you say...
What do you call it? That's what I said. Is he under a spell?
You say, yet the National Economic Council has no powers.
No, whatsoever. I said it has advisory powers.
You know, you say it has advisory powers.
Very good.
There have been times when we have seen... No, you didn't even say that it had advisory powers. You said it is advisory.
That's
where it stopped.
No, that's what I mean.
Advisory, when you add powers to it, it means that the power, the advice can actually have some sort of effect, because the people you're dealing with, the executive governors that the president is dealing with or the vice president is dealing with in that economic council do have some powers. They have powers over their state, their legislators in the National Assembly, and sometimes if the president even knows that if he wants to get anything through, he has to, consult with them. Otherwise, things can fall flat at the National Assembly.
Good, Malkwe. My wife's advice on me has tremendous power. Because she knows the buttons.
I'm glad you admit that in public.
Oh, yes, she knows the buttons she can press. But the ultimate decision lies with me. And so you cannot attribute that power to her. So what I'm saying is advisory power is not executive power. Executive power is the power to make decision. So eventually you make decision based on the advice you get from people. And the Economic Council is just one of the group that advises. The vice president, the deputy governors, apart from entering in a sirened convoy, has no more powers according to the Constitution.
All right, as we wind down, are you confident about the judicial system in this country?
I am not. As a lawyer, I am not. Because their judgments are not reflecting rule of law. Their judgments cannot conduce to the order, peace, and good government in the society. Their judgment is increasing the chaos, is increasing the anarchy, which is the result of lack of rule of law. I am not confident in the judgment that is coming out from our courts. Thank God there was one dissenting voice among the Supreme Court judges. And so I have the right to align myself with him.
So what's the essence of that, though? If the majority judgment is there and then you have a dissenting voice?
The essence of that is that there is a voice that is telling them this is not the position of the law. So when Kenneth Okonkwo is saying this is not the position of the law, they cannot say Kenneth Okonkwo is alone. Because one of them, who is a justice of the Supreme Court, God bless him, has also opined that it is the way. You know, these judges, they are delivering judgment as if they are standing on the mandate of the executive to deliver judgments.
But we're not seeing lawyers, or do lawyers actually speak up against this as a group?
Well, we have the power as lawyers because we are ministers in the temple of justice. As a matter of fact, the judges are not allowed to come publicly like myself to talk. So we talk for the bar, we talk for the bench. So we have the powers to analyze judgments and proffer our own opinion. That does not change what the law is.
Which is naturally would just be an opinion.
No? Sure, that does not change what the law is. But you know what? The judgment is not fatal. It is not conclusive. Why? In democracy, the legislature, if there is any, because I don't see any now, the legislature has the power to overrule the courts by amending the constitution, amending the laws, and specifying now in the laws, you don't have the power to remove elected
Is that
members.
tantamount to overruling?
Yes, that is the position of law. That is why the legislature is the bastion, the foundation of democracy, not the courts. And in the checks and balances, you discover that making laws is the foundation. They don't make laws. They simply implement by the executive and interpret by the courts. So the legislature, in any case, no state of emergency is even allowed to take effect except it's approved by the legislature. It is just that we don't have the legislature now. I don't know what name we should give them, but in honesty, giving them legislature is not. We have given them rubber stamp. They have overwhelmed, they have crossed the rubber stamp, approach. I don't know, again, the name you give to these people. Do you know what they said? Akpabio said, the president told us that these ambassadors, it is just to approve or not approve, not to debate. These are the people that have the power to screen and approve. And Akpabio said, what the president asked for is just to approve or not approve, and not to. And I'm like, this government is under a spell, and the spell is moving round. You know what? They came by the cover of darkness.
Well,
and the darkness cannot give you light. By 4 a.m., Tinubu was proclaimed president, and that darkness has followed him, and he cannot give us light. Light and darkness cannot go together.
Well, some of the people who were part of that quote-unquote darkness are now in ADC. So who knows what options Nigerians will be left when the time comes.
I don't know who is in Tinubu's government that is in ADC now.
Those who were in APC,
you just said
who
APC.
Are now in ADC. That's what I'm saying.
I thought President Buhari's government was going to be the worst in this country. Before 6 months, Tinubu surpassed it. In the area of economy, look at what he's doing. Where subsidy is gone.
It's definitely in this country.
We're operating 3 budgets
it turns out
at a time, and he's rolling over 70% of the budget of 2025 to 2026.
Right.
Meaning 2025 budget is not going to be implemented at all.
But come to think of it,
where did these UFOs
almost every tenure, every administration in this country, Nigerians have always said, well, the last one was better than this one. The last one is always better than the next one. So who knows when
the next one
maybe we will wake up and smell the coffee.
Because whoever comes, even if my son of 6 years comes and becomes president, he will do better than Tinubu. Because he will have empathy of the people.
Thank you for coming on this morning.
Zero empathy, zero economic
sense. Is recovering from Nigeria.
We're back in just a moment, everybody. Join us again.